What is going on, guys? George with another video, and right next to me is probably one of the best looking Toyota Tacoma headlights out in the market. Now let me tell you a little bit about how I ran into these guys and how I heard of AlphaRex. For those of you guys that know me very well and have been following the channel, my Instagram, know that my truck was featured at SEMA this year, so it gave me the ability to go around and look at new products when it came down to the Tacoma, the Jeep, and just overall in the off-road industry. So as I was walking around through all the pavilions, keep in mind SEMA is huge, I noticed one of the booths were swarmed with people, and I remember seeing the big sign up top that said AlphaRex. The logo itself is kind of catchy, so I walked over there and I did notice that they made headlights. Keep in mind I saw some for the 4Runner, I saw some for the Silverado, I saw some for the Raptor, but I didn't see any for the Toyota Tacoma. So I did go up to one of the representatives. I was like, hey, you know what? I'm very interested in the new look that you guys have going on. I've never seen this type of look. Not only that, the fact that it has 4 different projectors definitely looked awesome. So they were like, hey, you know, we're working on a prototype for the Toyota Tacoma. And anyways, we exchanged that information. And I finally got the call today. And he was like, hey, man, you know what? The new TRD off-road headlight is in. The harness is in. So it's all plug and play. So you already know what I did. I had to go straight over to, I believe it was Irwindale, California, and I picked myself some brand new headlights. Now, this is a very unique headlight. Keep in mind, it's all blacked out. I do already have a TRD Pro headlight, and it's completely blacked out, but you do have a little bit of hints of chrome. Those of you guys that know me pretty well know that I'm not a big fan of chrome, so the fact that this headlight is completely blacked out, it has 4 projectors and it's all LED, all plug and play. It's a big deal for me because I hate tampering with the wiring. So the goal for today is to install them. We're going to see exactly what they're all about. We're going to look at output, we're going to look at looks, and we're going to see if these bad boys are worth the money. If you guys want to read a little more about these headlights, I'll be putting the link down below in the bio, so go check it out. They do come in 3 different colors, in black, chrome, and midnight black. This particular model is the blacked out version. You guys ready? Let's do it. Alright, so we're going to start with the install. It's fairly easy. As you can tell, we already put the hood up, and we did expose a lot of the clips and screws that we're going to be removing. My install will be slightly different just because I did have to cut my bumper in order to put this aftermarket C4 bumper. But I'm going to just point out main things that we will have to do in order to install this headlight. Let's get started. We do have a couple of clips, one right here. We'll have 2 screws right here that are holding the headlight, and we will also have 2 main screws that are holding the grill. We're going to go ahead and remove that. That way we're able to access the headlight. To remove most of the clips, you can use a flathead screwdriver, or if you have a small prying tool like this one, this will work as well. So we're going to start by removing this first clip. Once you remove this clip, we can now move on to the 2 small tabs that are held by a small Phillips screwdriver. Keep in mind, I am missing one here. It did break off due to some crazy off-roading, but I'm just gonna remove the remaining one. Up next, we're gonna be removing this Phillips screw, and pretty much what these are doing is holding the grill in place. So go ahead and remove those as well. Just like that. So now that we removed these 2 screws and the rest of the screws and clips that go up top here, we can actually just pull up slightly on the grill and gently just kind of pull it out just like that. I know it sounded kind of harsh, but don't worry, it's just a couple of clips that are holding this grill in place. Now we're going to be focusing on the side of the truck. We're going to be removing the small screw that's here. So now that I removed the small little screw that was here, we can now actually pull on this fender liner and it should pop right out, and we're gonna get access to the bottom portion of the bumper. So now that we've gained access to the inner portion of the bumper, we can now just simply grab the bumper and just pry it right out, just like this. Now if we gently just pull open, you will see a black bracket that is holding the headlight in place. You will also see a small little opening. In this opening, you will have a 10mm bolt that you will have to remove. So now that we removed the screw and the bolt that are holding the light in place, we just have one more clip to remove in order to release the headlight. Alright, so as you can see here, the headlight already started shifting around. All we're going to be doing is pulling these tabs up. Keep in mind, in your case, you will have two of them. One of mine broke, just like that. You will also have a small little tab down here. In order to remove it, just kind of wiggle it around, and you will be able to completely remove the headlight out of its place. Just like that. And now all we're going to be doing is just disconnecting every wire that you see. So in our case, here we go. This is the main headlight, the high beams, the daytime running lights, the small little bulb for the side light, and just like that, guys, is how you remove the headlight from the bumper and the fender. So before we put the headlight in, we're going to start by simply just removing all the factory bulbs, because we're not going to be needing them. So we're going to start by removing the high beams. We're also going to be removing this LED bulb that we're not going to be needing. So basically everything that has any type of factory bulb, go ahead and remove it. So we are going to be removing this one here, which is for the side marker. And keep in mind, if you do off-road, there's a big possibility that it's going to be a little tough to remove these because of all the sand that's in there. But just take your time. Make sure you're not too aggressive with it. Don't go Hulk Hogan on it, because you will break or possibly even rip these small connectors. So just take your time, kind of move it around. If you can't seem to get it, just like me, you can use a small little screwdriver and just kind of play with it just a bit. Give it some love, and eventually it'll pop right out, just like so. So like I said earlier, AlphaRex will provide some small little connectors here that will prevent you from splicing everything. Everything will be plug and play. So all we're going to be doing is just kind of analyzing the connectors and placing everything where it goes. So this one here is a gray one, so we are going to be connecting it with the gray connector, just like that. You'll hear it snap. And then this one here, you will also look for a very similar connector, which will be this black one here. And we're just going to be placing it right in, just like so. Keep in mind, it might be a little hard because if you do off-road, these things are pretty dirty. So go ahead and just clean them very well. Once you do, just continue to attempt to plug them right in. You should hear a nice little click once they go right in, just like that. Alright guys, here we do have the brand new headlights, and like I told you guys at the beginning of the video, these are all plug and play. Do yourself a favor, before you install it, make sure you put this plastic cover back on. The last thing you want to do is, when you're trying to put it in there, you don't want to be scratching the lens. So we're going to go ahead and just kind of do the same process. We're going to be putting it right inside, and we're going to start plugging stuff in and see what this headlight is all about. So once you plug everything in, it should look something like this. Keep in mind, they did a great job when it came down to the instructions. You don't even need to read anything. It does say high, low beam, and whatnot. Everything else is pretty much all plug and play. So what we're going to be doing is just kind of placing it on top. Make sure you don't drop it. Make sure you have a good place where you can secure it in place without it dropping. We're going to turn it on and make sure that everything works properly. Alright, so now that we know that everything works, we're going to just go and reverse the process, put the headlight back on. Keep in mind, you will have to do this for both sides. and it's the same process. So I'm not going to be showing you guys how to do the left side, because keep in mind it's the same process. Just be very careful. We're just going to be sliding it in. The last thing we want is to scratch the lens, so take your time and you'll be all right.
Body.
Alright guys, here we have a quick face-to-face comparison. As you can see here, we do have the TRD Pro one, also with the black housing. And then now we have the AlphaRex with the triple projector light. And as you can see here, the daytime running light is very similar when it comes down to the output. Now, as far as a night shot, we will have that for you guys, but just trying to show you guys exactly what they look like face to face. All right guys, and here they are right behind me, finished product on both sides. And I'm gonna tell you this much, I do love the new aggressive look to these lights. It definitely gives the front end of the truck a whole new look, believe it or not. And the fact that they are completely blacked out, there's absolutely no chrome at all. I just love that about them. It gives you that contrast that I do like. You have the all black, you have the white. It just goes right along and just looks amazing. One thing that I like about today's weather is that it is raining, so we're gonna put these to the test and see how they do with rain. And then eventually we'll do a quick update. Maybe I'll do like a community post with a picture when it comes down to the output on a regular night. But tonight we're gonna be testing it with the floor wet, so we're gonna see how they do. But for the most part, I think they look pretty awesome. One pretty cool feature about these lights is that they are sequential, so when you decide to make a left or a right, or you do put your signal to make a left or merge into some type of lane, these are sequential, so they look super awesome. But man, one thing that I just can't stop looking at is the fact that they do have these quad projectors. It looks crazy. I can't even explain it. So if you guys are ready for some night shots of these lights, I know I am. So we're gonna put these to the test and see what they're all about. You guys ready? Let's do it. All right, so we are now outside and we're gonna see exactly how bright these lights are. Ready, set, go. That's pretty good if you ask me, especially because it's been raining. Usually the light doesn't reflect very well off the floor when it rains, but as you can see here, it's pretty bright if you ask me. That's from all sides, the passenger side and the driver's side. And here's a quick demonstration of the high beams. As you can see here, it's pretty good. Just the low beams. The high beams, you can actually see them all the way to the end. So here's another shot of the outside. As you can tell, the spread is pretty good and the cutoff is just right around there, so it's actually not that bad. It keeps you in your lane. I'm doing the demonstration here just to give you guys an idea what it would look like inside a lane, whether you're on the highway or on the street. So it does completely cover the lane and even a little towards the edges. Now these lights are 5000K, which is a true white. I like to call it the Lexus white because a lot of the Lexus or the new Mercedes, they do have these type of LEDs which are extremely clear, and that definitely helps the eyes when you're driving for such a long time, whether you're off-roading or on the highway. But here we have a front shot of the truck, and I'm very impressed when it comes down to how bright these daytime running lights are. And keep in mind, right now they are on a low setting because we do have the low beams on. So I'm gonna actually turn them off and just show you guys exactly how bright the daytime running lights, in case you guys are asking. Now here we have just the daytime running lights on the high setting, which is the second click. Normally that's how people run their daytime running lights on the Tacoma or the Tundra, 4Runner, you name it. But as you can see here, They are crazy, crazy bright. I mean, you can see these from super far away. I mean, I'm just gonna walk back a couple of feet and you can actually see them all the way from out here. It's funny, they actually look like it's the low beam that's on, but it's actually just the daytime running light. So they are very, very bright if you ask me. Now we're gonna be turning on the sequential and see what those look like at night, but I'm telling you guys, these things are really bright. Here we have a demonstration of the sequential turn signals. Right now I do have the hazards on just to give you guys a quick idea of what they look like, but man, I just can't get over how amazing these lights look.